Hi everybody, and thank you for joining us for the release of the findings from our 2018 Customer Engagement Academy member experience in the Global Health and Fitness Industry Survey. I'm Jules, one of the customer engagement coaches here at TRP, and I'll be looking after the technical behind the scenes bits of today's session, which will be delivered by my colleague from our marketing team, James. As always, we are more than happy to take your questions, so we'll be doing a Q&A session at the end of the webinar. If you have any questions for us, please type them in the question box on your webinar control panel and we will pick these up for you then. James, over to you.
Thank you, Julie, and thanks once again to everyone for joining us today for the much anticipated release of the 2018 Customer Engagement Academy member experience in the Global Health and Fitness Industry Survey findings. I'm very much looking forward to sharing our insight with you. Before we start, I would just like to again thank all of the operators who took part in the survey, as without your input this would not have been possible. In the spring of 2018, the Customer Engagement Academy, or CEA, worked with health and fitness club operators from across the globe to conduct a survey into how they engage with their members. The results from the survey are set out in the following presentation and provide a picture of the current state of health and fitness club member engagement in 2018, with the goal of informing, educating and providing a benchmark against which to measure future practice. Survey respondents represented a multitude of operator types from across the globe. Just over a third represented facilities categorised as not-for-profit. In the UK, this is leisure trusts. The second largest groups represented in the survey were local government-run facilities and private single-site operators, both at 10%. Roles ranging from duty manager to president took part, with 81% of respondents in a managerial position or above, and 63% of respondents working in an operations-focused role. Clubs in the survey offered their members a wide variety of facilities, as would be expected when we see the large proportion of not-for-profit and local government facilities represented in our sample, as these are very often large multi-activity community venues. Research shows that members who take part in group exercise are 26% less likely to cancel, so it's great to see 90% of clubs offering this to their members. At the start of the survey, we asked respondents what they understood by the term member engagement and created the following collaborative and rather comprehensive definition for the purposes of this report. Respondents defined member engagement as consistent proactive communication across multiple channels or touch points throughout the member journey to deliver great experiences, increase visits, create a welcoming, friendly, fun club community, provide value, breed loyalty, encourage referrals, build strong, lasting relationships, offer ongoing exercise support and assist in the achievement of fitness goals, better understand customer needs, and increase members' secondary spend. I did say it was very comprehensive. We then asked respondents on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being not at all important and 10 being absolutely integral, how important customer engagement is to their business's success. The average survey respondent rated the importance of customer engagement to the success of their business at 9.4 out of 10, with almost 2/3 giving a maximum score. Member engagement is clearly something our respondents highly value. There was a wide spread of engagement channels respondents reported using in their clubs. Previous research shows that almost 90% of members value gym staff speaking to them, a channel which 83% of the clubs surveyed report utilising. The joint most commonly cited channels at 86% were social media and face-to-face engagement from reception staff, with the latter, compared to members who say they are always spoken to by reception staff, members who are never spoken to cancel at a rate 2.8 times higher, equating to an extra 21 cancelled memberships each month for every 1,000 members. It's interesting here to note the relatively low levels of utilisation of mobile-first channels such as club-branded mobile apps and SMS text messages. Clubs are regularly posting on social media, with 77% of those surveyed reporting doing so more than 5 times per week. Facebook is clearly the most popular social media platform for clubs in the survey, used by 90% of respondents. Twitter and Instagram sit in second and third place respectively, both being used by around 2/3 of clubs surveyed. With this, the first annual report, it will be interesting to see the rise or otherwise of the younger channels Instagram, WhatsApp and Snapchat in the coming years, particularly with the recent introduction of Instagram TV and the impact this may have on YouTube's stronghold on video sharing. It will also be interesting to chart the introduction of any new channels which break into the mainstream each survey period. Just over 3/4 of respondents say their club takes part in paid advertising through social media, whether this be boosting organic content or delivering display ads in sidebars or elsewhere. Adding this to the survey's other findings, social media is clearly an important channel of engagement for the industry, which operators are willing to invest resource, both human and financial, into. With, as we saw earlier, 83% of respondents reporting utilising email to engage with their customers, it was surprising to see that almost 1/4 of clubs only use the channel rarely and randomly. In fact, over half of those surveyed report emailing their customers once per month or less. %70 of clubs in the survey use Net Promoter Score to measure the effectiveness of their customer engagement, almost 3 times as many as reported any of the other options given, highlighting both the importance of the loyalty metric to the industry and its power as an indicator of the delivery of exceptional member engagement. When asked to rate the quality of their engagement with their members on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being poor and 10 exceptional, on average, clubs in the survey rated themselves 6.4 out of 10. There is clear room for improvement, which the industry is aware of, and with the average respondent assigning member engagement an importance score of 9.4 out of 10, as highlighted earlier in the session, we will be looking to improve on in order to further success in the future. Respondents cited lack of human resources required as the greatest roadblock on their path to consistently delivering exceptional customer engagement, with lack of understanding of what we need to be doing and other priorities take precedence following closely behind. 88% of clubs report gathering customer feedback via face-to-face conversations with members when they visit. While, as our previous research clearly shows, face-to-face communication with your members is incredibly valuable, this method may lack the measurability, sample size, scalability, and diversity in terms of involving members who visit less frequently or only during peak hours when staff are very busy and therefore are less likely to be spoken to and asked for their feedback that the Net Promoter Score methodology offers. This may be why NPS is the second most cited method in the survey. In fact, 74% of respondents who utilise face-to-face conversations with members to gather feedback also utilise NPS surveys for the same purpose. 100% of respondents utilise customer feedback to make business decisions. Maybe surprisingly, only 54% of respondents also use that feedback in the generation of referrals. This shines a light on a significant opportunity for the industry to better leverage member stories, testimonials, and recommendations in the recruitment of new members. It's great to see such a focus from the industry on improving customer engagement planned for the next 12 months, with improvement to equipment and facilities taking a back seat, showing an emphasis on value created through experience and service rather than features and hardware. Technology and staff or staff training are far and away the most popular areas of investment planned by clubs in the next 12 months to improve their member engagement. 46% of respondents say they will invest in technology, whether that be member facing or back office, followed by 33% of respondents who say they will invest in their staff through recruitment and or training. 40% of clubs surveyed plan to invest more in member engagement in the next 12 months than they did in 2017. 40% plan to invest the same, and 20% plan to invest less. Taken all together as a group, those surveyed plan to spend 19% more on member engagement in the next 12 months than they did in 2017. And so to conclude, I'll just recite the thoughts on these findings of good friend of TRP, lead researcher on our TRP 10,000 project, and of course, Customer Engagement Academy Honorary President, Dr. Melvin Hilston, who said, "It's great to see that operators and managers of health and fitness facilities see the value in member engagement, whilst also seeing that there is always room for improvement. And it is encouraging to see that investments in staff and technology are being utilised to achieve higher levels of engagement. It feels as if one challenge for the industry is to better define the member experience and what types of experiences are most strongly related to Net Promoter Scores and member retention. This could then inform club and operator level policies to enhance the experiences of all members. The research community is recognising that understanding the thoughts and feelings of people about the events that happen to them in their everyday lives is difficult to achieve long after the event. Thoughts and feelings are best captured in the moment, as close to the end of an event as possible. App-based technologies are now being utilised to capture a person's experience of an event as soon as it has happened. Such technologies may help the health and fitness industry to understand how members experience their clubs when they visit and how experiences are associated with higher Net Promoter Scores as well as membership retention." So thank you very, very much for listening, and we'd now like to open the floor to your questions.